Hey guys, how are you doing? If you don't know anything about me, you're about to just fall in love with me. You might not, but let's be real. You probably will because I'm adorable, so you should totally just keep watching. Anyway, you are here because you clicked on a link that asked you a question about budgeting, and you're trying to figure out what is budgeting, how do I budget, how do I get this to work for what I'm doing in my life, and I want to help you out. That's my goal, that's my passion. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. So I'm going to give you some tips. And I'm going to give you some tips of how you can get started on your budget right now. Okay, so I'm going to give you some tips right now. Make sure you're writing them down. Make sure you're taking snapshots, whatever you need to do so that you can make sure that you get this information and ingest it. Okay, first things first, if you don't have a budget whatsoever, if the only thing you have keeping track of your finances is your bank account and your statement, then you need to make sure that you take this information down. So if you're ready to make a budget and you're trying to figure out how to get stuff together and you want to know where your money's going, first things first, go to your bank statement over the last week, over the last month, whatever the case may be. Go ahead and grab that statement and bring it out in front of you. Now, this is going to take a little bit of time, but guess what? It's worth it because you make money. You have a job, and everything that you earn, guys, is your money, and you need to figure out how to use it in the best way possible for you and your family. So when you get that statement out, you can go through with a highlighter, with the crayon, whatever your utensil of choice is, and you need to put them in categories. You need to put them in categories of a miscellaneous, that's important, and that's anything that's not on this other part of this list. So you need to write down reoccurring things. These are bills that happen every single month, whether you are there or not. They are always going to happen. Things like your cell phone bill, your phone bill, things like your heating, your AC, your electric, water. Those things are going to happen all the time. Even if they're every 3 months, they're reoccurring bills. So you need to make sure that you have a list of reoccurring bills. So those are the things that are going to keep you running, right? If anything, if all else fails, you need to make sure you have something for your reoccurring bills. So you want to make sure that you write down a list of things that are reoccurring bills. Write down another list of things that are food and going out. So if you want to separate it to groceries and just do groceries every time you go to your local supermarket, that's what you write it down. And then another category can be going out to eat. So it could be going out, and that's fast food, sitting down, all of that good stuff. Do another one for entertainment and vacation. Maybe you went out to the movies, maybe you and your girlfriends went on a weekend trip. You need to make sure you have another category that says vacation and entertainment. So after all of that, if nothing falls into those categories, you're going to put it into the miscellaneous account. So let's go over that again. So you are going to have your miscellaneous account. That's anything else that does not fall in all these other ones. Okay, so you have a miscellaneous account. You have your floor walls. These are the things that are going to be reoccurring. This is your mortgage. This is your rent. This is your home, your phone bill, your cable bill, all of those things. Then you're going to have other bills such as, or other things that happen over time. So your grocery bill, your food and going out bill, and then your entertainment and vacation. So that's what you're going to write down. So you're going to put them in a column on a piece of paper, and then you're going to look through your statement over the past 4 weeks and just get to jotting it down. If you don't know where these things go and you're like, hold up, I went to Ross, where does that go? Put it under miscellaneous right now. You can obviously add another category for clothing, but this is just kind of to get yourself get it all out in the open. So you want to write everything down. It helps if it's in an Excel spreadsheet because it automatically adds it up for you. But if you don't want to put it in an Excel spreadsheet and you'd like to be able to calculate, girl, do you. It's all fine. So you're going to categorize all of these things, and then you're going to add those categories up. Once you add those categories up, that gives you a pretty good idea of what you're actually spending each month. But hold up, you can't spend money unless you have money, right? So there needs to be another area up top, or you put it on the top of the piece of paper that just says income. How much are you actually bringing in per month? If you're a person that has a consistent salary, that's going to be pretty easy for you to know. If you're a person that has a very unknown salary, maybe it goes up, it goes down, you work on commission, or you work waitressing, or you work a job where the hours are not consistent, you might not know what your actual take-home pay is going to be. So what you can do is you can take your lowest or your average pay and just put that there. That'll just give you an idea of, on any given month, I know I'm bound to make this much money in income. That's what I'm going to work with. That way, if you have more than that, great. But if you don't, at least you're ready for it and you're already prepared for your average month. Okay. So once you have that down, you have your income, you have what you have done in the last month, that gives you a pretty good idea of the things that you normally spend and your average of what you normally spend. Now, don't get mad at me if you look at your grocery budget and you go, oh my gosh, there's so much money that I'm spending here, Kim. What did I just do? This is horrible. I don't make this much money. This is a really great opportunity for you to look at these numbers and think about where you need to scale back. Think about where you need to maybe give yourself some boundaries. Maybe you need to start meal planning. Maybe you need to go on a cash budget. Whew, big word, I know. But maybe you should put yourself on a cash budget. Giving yourself an envelope, putting a little bit of money in there every week out of every paycheck and said, this is my money for groceries. Every time I go to the grocery store, this is the money I'm going to use. That keeps you in check with your budget so that you can make sure that your money is actually going to the other places that you've allocated it to. After you finish this, then you're going to be able to make a written spreadsheet if you want to, or you can make a spreadsheet on an Excel document that kind of keeps everything in order so then you know what things are happening. Now, if you have further needs, let's just say, oh my goodness, I need to save up because I really want to make sure that I have enough for this vacation that I want to go on with my girlfriends. I don't want to have to dip into another fund. I don't have to dip into my savings. I just want to have the money available. Then what you need to do is you need to make sure you have something called a sinking fund. So you need to make a line item in your budget that is specifically for vacations, even if you don't use it that month. Maybe in the month of November, you don't go anywhere. You stay home and that's it. You're still going to put $50 in that account just to kind of keep yourself ready so that every month, if you're putting $50 in there, by the time your girlfriends come around and say, hey, it's time for Jamaica, you're ready. So that is what having a budget means. It's a yes budget. There's a girl, her name is Budget-Nista, and she's amazing. And she calls it her yes budget, her yes plan. And that's exactly what a budget is. It's helping you understand what you can do, and it's giving you a budget and giving you boundaries so that you can say, you know what, not right now. Or it's giving you the ability to say, you know what, I can cut this out of my life so that I have more allocations to do the things that I want to do. So my job as a financial coach is to make sure that you are putting the money where you want it to go. My job is to sit with you. My job is to work with you and ask the questions of what your goals are. What do you want your money to be used for? What do you wish you could do with your money? Let's figure out how we can use your income and leverage it to do the most it possibly can do in your life. Because it's your money and you should be able to use it in the way that you've allocated to spend it, that you want to spend it.